Who's ready to learn how to find niche lists? Okay, how about who has never heard of a niche list and has no idea what I mean when I say niche list? When I first started wholesaling and I first learned how to do it, again, I went and paid kind of like a guru guy to show me how to do it. He was actually a close friend of mine, and they gave me so much, like golden nuggets. They helped me build out what I have today, which is my direct to seller company, WIO Houses. So if you guys go to that website, if you guys want to reach out to me, email me. But if you guys go to wiohouses.com, that is our direct to seller company website. So 5 years ago, was that? Yeah, 5 or 6 years ago, we started going direct to seller. And when I first joined this, it was kind of like a training program on how to wholesale. One of the things they showed us, right? They showed us how to pull lists. They showed us how to build out a CRM. They showed us how to manage all the incoming calls. They showed us how to do direct mail. But one of the coolest things they showed us was how to pull niche lists, how to go find these different lists that we could do marketing to. Because you guys will find what they say, the riches are in the niches. All right. This is a perfect example of deals. Guys, I'm telling you, there's a lot of public data out there that you could pull, right? Especially with AI. But some of these lists I'm going to show you guys today, these are things that AI robots currently are not doing. Okay. They might at some point, but right now robots are not doing what I'm going to show you that I'm doing today. Okay. So sometimes it's all about barrier to entry, right? The harder the barrier is to entry to the data or the lead, the better it could be, right? Because you're going to find that when you work and you market to deals like this, you are the only one talking to them. You're the only one negotiating, so you can get the best terms. All right. So let's get started. Niche list number 1, water shutoff list. Okay. Our water shutoff list. This is a great list because you guys could probably imagine if somebody's had their water shut off, they're either behind on their bills, house is vacant, there's typically some form of motivation, all right? These can be gold mines for people who are in financial distress. Typically no water means major problem, okay? Signs of abandonment, maybe even free for closure, okay? So now we're not gonna call 311, but what we are going to do is get a hold of the utility department. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that live today. All right, I'm going to go call a couple utility departments. But guys, let me give you a quick script. Okay, if I'm calling the utility department, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm a local investor looking to help homeowners in distress. I'm requesting a list of the properties with water shutoff notices for the last 60 days for community outreach. Okay, that's a quick little script you can try. All right, you'll see me today, guys. I'm just going to ad lib it. I'm just going to try to get to know these people and be like, hey, how do I get this list? I want to go fix these houses up. I want to make the city and the community of Laramie, Wyoming or Sheridan, Wyoming, I want to make it better, okay? So this is a great way to start to go get motivated leads. So again, number 1, niche list, water shutoff list, okay? So number 2 is our tax delinquent list. Hope you guys can see a little bit better now, right? So tax delinquent, right? Now this is one where I'm going to show you guys today, the way I'm going to work a tax delinquent is I'm literally just going to call the county tax assessor, and I'm going to see if they can give me a spreadsheet or release a list of all the properties that are tax delinquent, right? Now, so again, this could be an indicator of probation, right? They might be behind on taxes. They might be behind on other things, okay? There also are plenty of investors who just forget about their taxes or don't get them paid on time and they're just paying the interest. So there will be a lot of leads that maybe aren't super motivated, but again, this one is one of the easier lists to pull because the county is going to have no issues giving it to you. And it's another list that you could probably just go pull. You could probably just go pay a third party to pull that list for you. Okay. Number 3, code violations. One of my favorite lists. Okay. These are the houses that are overgrown with weeds. They haven't been cutting the grass. They haven't been keeping up with the city codes. And here's the cool thing. When you call this code, if you do it right and you can create a relationship with the code enforcement, they send you the best deals. Because think about it. We talk about having runners, right? Or having bird dogs. The best bird dog you could ever have is the code enforcement officer. He's driving around just going and he's basically driving for dollars on the clock for the city or municipality. So if you could build a relationship with this guy and get him to send you all those addresses, that can be one of the best lists that you could ever find. So today I'm going to call an actual code enforcement guy. I'm going to try to find a couple of them, and I'm going to show you guys how to go down the path of like, hey, how do we go find this person? How do we get a hold of them? Okay. So code violations, one of my favorite ones. Number 4, probate and inherited properties. This is a list that, yes, you can go pull and you could go through all the legwork. It could be a very, very good list. What I decide on these type of lists is I actually pay for these ones, right? I have third-party providers that provide this data to me, and I get it in real time, so I can reach out to these people very proactively. We've been sending these postcards to this exact list for a while, right? So a lot of these lists I'm going through today, like you got to manually go get, this is one I would recommend paying for it. And if you're looking for a third party to basically bring all that data in for you and you need a referral, please reach out. Because I know there's a lot of people out there too that are probably like, I want to get this data. I want to make a little bit more of an investment, and I'm limited on time, but I also don't have the time to go figure out, all right, I want to go find 10 different vendors to give me all this different stuff. If you guys just need a link, a kind of a shortcut to the vendors that I use when it comes to this direct to seller niche list, let me know and I'll share a link with you guys directly. Number 5, eviction filings, okay? This is going to be the list, what we call the tired landlords, right? If they're going through, think about this. If you're a landlord and you've just gone through an eviction, and if you are a landlord and have been through eviction, it is a pain in the butt. So if you go through and find this list, you could potentially find landlords that are, you could catch a landlord at the perfect time where he's like, oh man, I just got through evicting that tenant. I don't want to do this anymore. I am tired of it, right? These are great properties to find. And how do you find that? We're actually just going to go, this is probably going to be one we need to go to the courthouse to find. But today I'm going to try to make a call just to figure out what does that look like. Okay. So again, some of these lists you could just call, find the right person, get them to send it to you. Other ones you're going to have to go down there, boots on the ground, go show up the courthouse, go show up the city code office, the city municipality, and figure them out. Sometimes you got to go buy them coffee. You just got to go the extra mile, right? So we talked about eviction filings. Another one, probate. So probate is very similar to pre-foreclosures, okay? Very motivated lists. And again, lists that you can get, you could pull this data, right? Or you could pay for it. And again, what I do is I have a third-party vendor that gives me this data weekly. This is actually, when you guys saw those postcards of what my son's been sending, we get this list every single week. They come in yesterday on Thursday morning. I get a list of all the probates, all the divorces, and all the pre-foreclosures. I get a list of that, and then we send out. Okay, so again, those are more the lists that you could pay for those lists, all right? You can get a vendor to pull them for you, okay? Now, here's another one. Number 7. You can read it through my son's scribbling. Expired listings. Now, expired listings, this one, again, can be pulled. There are providers out there that can pull this. You can also work with networking with agents. A lot of different ways to pull this list, okay? This one, you're not gonna have to go down to a courthouse and pull it, right? This is readily available. You could typically get from an agent on the MLS. What a lot of people do on these expired listings is they'll actually get a filter and they'll set up it's basically an automation through the MLS. When any property gets dropped and it's been off for 60 days or 30 days, whatever it is, whatever they decide, they'll get those deals sent over to them so they can start marketing. This is a really good automation to where you can go do a bunch of direct to seller and not have to do as much legwork.